Hello everybody and welcome to this week's video. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I'm recording this on the Scorpio full moon and there is some interesting energy going on. I'm noticing huge transition, huge shifts, I feel like we're at the end of a chapter and opening up into a new one, the kind of death rebirth cycle. I'm really feeling the rebirth cycle at the moment. It's so beautiful, such a beautiful energy to work with, being asked to really acknowledge what our desires are for life, really acknowledge who we're here to be and start to show up as that. And that's where I want to take this week's video is, let's talk about who the fuck you are and remembering who the fuck you are, showing up as who you truly are. And I don't mean the persona, the mask, the face that you show to the world based on who you've been conditioned to be by family, by society, by your culture, based on your fears, your deep emotions that kind of govern how you show up in the world. I mean who you are in your very, very core, in your very, very center, the center of who you are. Who is that? Do you know who that is? Do you know what you are? Do you know why you're here? And if you're ever going to get what you truly want out of this life, then you're going to need to get in touch with the very essence of who you are. You're going to need to go through the process of remembering who you are and coming home to yourself. That is the process. I believe that is why we're here, to go through this journey, through my many years of trial and error of trying to figure life out. I realized that this is the point of life, is trying to figure it out, but remembering who we are, why we're here, and how we can then serve. But that comes at a later date. First, we need to embody the true essence of who we are, show up as that, and the rest of the path will unveil itself. But for now, we're being asked to go inward. And with going inward, we get to know the truth of reality, the truth of the universe, the truth of why we're here. And sometimes it can be, it's an interesting journey, right? It's a journey, it's a process. Sometimes it can be really painful. Sometimes we can be asked to face really dark parts of ourselves, the world that we are uncomfortable with. It could just be an aspect of our personality. It could be an aspect of our past, something that caused us pain, suffering. But it can also be something that's asking us to step up and transform. Other times the journey can be absolutely eye-wateringly beautiful. You can see the love for what it truly is. And when the synchronicities start to flow, and you, like last night I was driving home and I had to double take at the moon's grace and beauty. And 5 years ago, I wouldn't have even looked up into the sky, potentially. Last night driving home, I stared up at the moon, I went, wow. And I felt a oneness with the moon. And that is an intriguing place to be. So sometimes on this journey, even though we're facing the pain, the reality of being human, it's not all, there is no code to hack. But then other times there is beauty in being human as well, and being here on this journey. So this life becomes a divine journey to coming home to yourself and remembering who you are. I think this is probably one of the most profound things I've discovered within myself over the last however many years I've been on this journey. And the journey isn't one size fits all. Oh goodness, we all have our own, not only our own programming, conditioning, but we also have the generational programming, ancestral wounds to heal, stuff that's passed down to us through our DNA, that our parents, grandparents, our whole lineage, even who we were in past lives, you know, all of that can make up who you are today. So it's not a one-size-fits-all journey. I had a really interesting conversation with somebody the other day about, you know, does everybody have to go through pain and suffering to awaken spiritually? And, you know, no, because some people seek it out naturally, and that's just their path, whereas others are kind of forced into the process, and that's their path. My personal path has been a lot of suffering, but not everybody's is, and that's beautiful. So it's not one size fits all. The journey, this process, takes patience, which is something I was not blessed with. It takes patience, trust, devotion to something greater than the small self that you are programmed to believe you are, the ego, the little I. Devotion to understanding who you are in truth. Trust in something greater than you. Trust in something that you can't see tangibly in front of you, but with trust and faith, you will be supported. And patience for the journey, patience for the linear time experience that we're in, patience for the desperate part of you that wants to understand, that wants to meet yourself, that wants to get to the destination. Because there is, in this lifetime, we're not going to reach the destination, potentially, but patience, trust, devotion, you're going to flow with the journey more easily. And most people are seeking for this experience out there. So most people are seeking this experience, their soul is calling for it, but they haven't maybe had the calling to go inwards. So we search for it out there by working hard, fulfilling society's standards, you know, showing up as who we're told that we need to show up as a mother, as a teacher, as a professional, as a whatever you've been conditioned to become. You know, so we show up as that. We can try and seek it in alcohol, in spending money, in earning money, in collecting things. We can try and seek it in adventure, in pushing ourselves to our limits, but we're always looking for it out there, thinking that it's going to be the next thing that makes us feel content, fulfilled, satisfied with life. But while ever we're searching for anything outside of us, we're never going to quench that thirst. We will always want more, and so we will always seek more. We will never reach contentment with life. But those who are on an awakening journey know that it's in here. It's in your life force energy. It's in your heart. It's in your very being that you'll find the answers and you'll find what you're seeking. When you're able to clear the programming, clear the stories of what your mind tells you that you are and how life is, when you're able to clear through all of that, you're able to become an expression of your truth, of that which you're seeking, which whatever that is, but your soul knows. And so when you're able to clear the programming, make your way through the clouds of the veil of forgetting, of this veil that makes us not realize who we are in truth, when you're able to begin to clear that, you begin to show up as the very expression of your true essence. That's when your soul aligned life becomes available to you, and life becomes easy because you understand that that's life, and this is life, and this journey gets to be beautiful, and we're divinely guided with every move that we're taking towards living a soul aligned life and remembering who we are in truth. We are divinely supported in that. And so you don't find any of that out there. You don't find any of that in chasing a career for the sake of chasing a career, or in partying at the weekends. You find all of that when you decide to ask these questions, go on the journey and seek in here. And then you realize that you had it all along. It was always there. And the world begins to appear brighter. You double take at the moon's beauty. You realize you're living the path that you were supposed to live and that there is no other option for you. You realize that the life that you wanted is inevitable because it's written in your stars. You trust yourself more and more and more. You trust life more and more and more, and life begins to reflect that back to you. And then you go, oh my God, I remember who I am. That's when true empowerment comes in. Vibrancy, you radiate this light that you have allowed to shine from within. Life gets so magical and so beautiful when you remember who the fuck you are. I had an amazing conversation with somebody the other day who kind of, we were talking about this. We were talking about who we are in truth, our very essence, the very essence of what we are and what we're here to express. And he said, I just got it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am God. And then we went on this whole thing of, well, I am that I am. It all starts to make sense. The dot, when you're kind of looking back on your own journey, you can join the dots to getting to where you are in the very center of your being. And on this journey, that's the only place that we're ever going to end up, is the very center of our being, whether it's in this lifetime or another lifetime. But that's what you're being called to do, is wake up and remember who you are. Oh my God. And begin to express that. And as you begin to express that, a ripple effect starts throughout the world of other people who have permission or are inspired, encouraged to consciously or unconsciously begin to seek within themselves who they are and why they're here. This is like, I feel so lit up knowing this. I feel so lit up to be able to share this, because then you realize that all of those things that you were searching for, all of those things that you've been chasing outside of yourself, it doesn't matter, and it falls away. And there might be a little bit of pain for the ego. The ego might have to go through some changes. There might have to be some suffering, because the ego doesn't want to let go of who it believes it is, because that is safety and that is protection. But when they go, when you release them, you realize the weight that they had on you, and they no longer matter, because you're able to feel your wholeness without them. And life gets magical because you remember who you are, and that's reflected back to you. Just like the moon reflects the light of the sun. You are the sun, the universe is the moon. The universe is reflecting back your light. So as you shine fully, wherever you are on your journey, and understanding who you are, that will be reflected back to you in the universe, in your external reality. As you make the internal shift, come home to yourself within, come back to your true essence within your very core, that is when you will have all of this reflected back to you. Synchronicities start to happen. You meet people, opportunities open up for you. You realize that what else is possible? What else is possible from this amazing place where I feel empowered, truly empowered to embrace my fullest potential, to express myself fully. And then I've been playing with this idea more and more that living a sacred life. What does that mean? Well, I believe that this is what a sacred life is, and this is the only way we can ever feel full contentment, full joy with our life, is when we understand that it's sacred, and when we realize that we can come home to ourselves. It's not out there, it's in here. So many people are questioning why we're here. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Well, why not devote your life to finding out? This has felt really powerful to be able to express this. It's kind of something that's probably been trying to come out of me for a while, and I feel very excited to be able to kind of play with these words, with these ideas, with my understanding, my embodiment of what all of this means, and put it out to the world. So it feels very exciting. But I have some kind of practical ways that you can begin to explore this for yourself, because it's all right having the ideas, it's all right watching the YouTube videos, but let's put some of this into action, bring it down from the ether into the physical plane. So I have a beautiful meditation called the Pure Awareness Meditation, which will help you just step out of become the observer of your mind, of your life, and understand that you are the true essence. You are the pure awareness. And some practices for you, as well as guided meditation, I highly recommend silent meditation. In silent meditation, you get to watch what comes up, the sensations, you clear space. It's a receptive meditation because you're able to receive what comes up and you work through it without having to kind of do anything. You are the non-doer in this situation. Well, yeah, we won't go down that rabbit hole, but you get to watch the ego tell you who you are, the stories. You get to work through emotion. So I highly recommend playing around with silent meditation practice. I'm currently sat at 30 minutes in a morning and in an evening, and as well as a guided practice, and I find it very, very powerful, and really do see the change over a period of time. Journaling to understand yourself, understand the stories, have the aha moments on paper. It is so powerful to put pen to paper, a stream of conscious writing. Just write, morning pages. Julia Cameron talks about this in The Artist's Way, how just getting everything on paper helps you release that creativity, that creative potential that lies within you. And this, along with all of the spiritual practices, just helps you make sense of your thoughts, helps you make sense of who you are in truth. And then exploring maybe some other spiritual practices like a yoga practice. I've been working a lot with Kundalini yoga, Kundalini activation, just learning more about the chakra system, meditations for chakras, releasing the emotion that's blocked in our energy, that blocks our life force energy from flowing, playing around with other spiritual practices that might just open your perception to something more, might help you clear some of the stuff that is repressed, stuck in your energy system, because that's when you can start to, this mixed with silent meditation is when you start to clear the veil, and life becomes much clearer, your path becomes much clearer, things start to fall away, things start to open up. So just play around, maybe explore some practices that might work for you. Like I say, not one size fits all, but I highly recommend everybody going through a shadow work journey and understanding how the shadow shows up in their life, how your ego is trying to protect you, and while you're going through this, you can't do true shadow work with a journal. I know there are a lot of shadow work journals going about at the moment, and you can't do the work. I don't believe you can do the work fully with that. You need to work with someone who can reflect back to you, hold you accountable, support you, because true shadow work can be quite tricky. So I highly recommend working with a coach to help you understand, hold you accountable, support you, and help you integrate, because it's all right doing the meditation, doing the Kundalini yoga or whatever it is you're doing, but until you can actually integrate it, you will never be able to make the lasting change. So and then we just get on a hamster wheel of chasing the spiritual high, and I don't believe that's not very helpful, because then you're still seeking outside of you without doing the integration work. When you do the integration work, you then get to embody it. So if you want to do the integration work with a certified spiritual and Jungian life coach, then here I am. You can book a discovery session with me through the links below. I offer 3 and 6 month packages. I'm also working on a short course that you can do to help you understand your North Star, which falls into place as you're beginning to come home to yourself. So watch this space for that. If you'd like to explore your spiritual growth and meditation practice further, I also have a beautiful community called The Lotus. Our main focus at the moment is meditation every Wednesday at 6 p.m. London time, where we come together as a group, use the energy that we're in at the moment. So tonight we'll be focusing with on the full moon energy and remembering who the fuck we are, and coming together as a group, as a community to meditate is extremely powerful. It amplifies the energy for everybody on the call and everybody in the collective. So a really, really powerful way to explore your own spiritual journey. And I have a free Your Most Empowered Self meditation. Now, this is just it's a gorgeous meditation that will just help you empower yourself every morning to kind of, before you start working on your purpose, to help you raise your vibration and get into an empowered state before you go and tackle the world, basically. So you can download that in the description below as well. I hope that this video has helped you. If there's any way I can support you, please reach out, leave a comment. I would love to know any insights and takeaways. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, stay up to date with all of my latest content, and don't forget to hit the like button so that I know you enjoyed it. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you next week.